I was 92, the 26th of April.
92.
I'd say it was about probably 8 or 9, helping my mother fry ham meat.
Yeah.
Daddy'd always say, Elsie, you get up and help your mother cook this morning. And I'd have to get up and come downstairs and help her cook. I can remember my mother telling me about them walking to going to church. And they was going down the road to the church, and my grandpa had a little girl up on his shoulders packing her.
Yeah.
And a dove come out of a big locust tree and lit right on that little girl's shoulders.
Oh, my
And her on her papa's shoulder packing her. And on Tuesday after that, she took the memberless croup then and died. 2 days after that. And they took her and buried her up there, and she's buried up there next to Elsie Fork Lake now.
Yeah.
Her grave's still there. There's several graves there, but Mama's little baby sister was buried there.
That's over in the wood line there by Elsie Fork.
Yes, you go up right up the road.
What about that?
And then my grandpa, he always loved me. He couldn't read and write. And he'd always tell us stories and things about how he was when he's raised up.
Yeah.
And make popcorn. He'd take look like a bread pan, but it's made out of screen wire. And he would weld it and fix a big long handle over it, hold it over the fireplace and pop popcorn. We'd sit and eat around that fireplace and eat popcorn out of that. And I didn't see how he done it, but he knowed just how to hold it and make it pop over that fireplace.
Yeah, without burning the popcorn,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. People back then, they know how to do things. And I'm sure he probably burnt some in his
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, he burnt some, I guess. But it was always good. He had a lot of kids, and we always went down there on the weekend. He loved me to read him the Bible. I can remember sitting under an old pine tree and reading Psalms to him.
Yeah.
He loved Psalms. But that was good old days then. We'd
Yeah.
go down there just about every weekend. We lived up here top big hill, and we'd walk and go over the mountain, down the holler.
And what was his name?
Grover Cates.
Grover Cates.
Yeah. He married Liza Johnson, and they had 11 children. And my dad, him and his dad and mom had 11 children.
Yeah.
So I told him I tried to keep up with my dad and mom both. I had 12, or I really had 13.
You told me a story a while back about, I can't remember exactly how it went, but y'all went down to Cave Spring Church, I think, and
Yeah.
they was picking on somebody. You remember what that story was?
Oh, yeah. That was Terp C. My daddy, that used to be a schoolhouse there. Where they went to school and had the church house there too. And my daddy went to school there. He was born 1911. And they had this old man, they picked on him all the time, Terp C.
Yeah.
They tied him to a hog, honey.
Oh,
And
my
he
goodness.
went up onto that floor with that hog on him on that hog's back, and it like killed that old man.
What?
He wasn't a man, he was just a boy, but they tied him to that hog, and then that hog went up and onto that floor.
It's a wonder he lived through that.
Yeah.
The hog stout.
And they done him so bad right on to, well, I was maybe 14 or 15-year-old, and we was making molasses down there on Elsie Fork. And they had the molasses hole to put the skimmings in, you know.
Yeah.
So they laid cane across that skimming pole, and where they put the skimmings, and poor old Turk got over and stepped on that and right in that skimming hole he went, that green slime all over it. And they just died laughing, but I thought they done him too bad.
That'd ruin a shoe, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause I know it had to be sticky.
And now he's buried around there at the sea graveyard. Well, you never lose nothing by being good to people, treating them like you'd like to be treated.
Yeah.
As the Bible says, do unto others as you'd want them to do unto you.
Yeah, and they told us as a kid, they call it the golden rule. You know, and I ain't heard nobody use or teach that in a long time. It's pretty good practice though.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can't go wrong by being good to somebody.
People never forget you if you're good to them.
No. I talked to a guy the other day, and I can remember getting one as a kid. The Gideons would come to church, like we had Sunday school or like, you know, Bible school or whatever. I was wondering if you ever got, excuse me, one of the little Gideon Testaments. Did you ever get one of them?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
And I've been in hospitals and they'd have them in the hospital.